Hello. The recommendation of the ACA Code of Ethics um, is very informative to giving us guidance as a counselor to be successful. One of the first things that we need to make sure that we're doing is allowing us to discuss with them, giving them information about the services we will render, letting them know it might be a large group counseling session or an individual group. We need to let them know what type of counseling session they will be attending and also how long the counseling sessions will be. Also, we need to let them know what the rules are far as keeping their appointment, with what kind of things are set in place if you miss appointments, and what can you do to make sure that we are informed at a proper time for your appointment to be rescheduled. Also, confidentiality is very important. We need to make it clear to them that there are three things that we need to be able to expose if we see that there's things going on with the client. One of them is if we see an indication of danger to self or others. The other one is we also are required to protect the welfare of a child. We have to report abuse or neglect. And the same for when we're hearing information about an abuse or neglect elder. Those are some things that they need to be aware of. The third thing, records must be released if there is a valid court order made. So the client needs to be aware that if any of these things are going on with their services, we have to report these things. And now I am obligated through the state of Georgia to report those things. With that being said, the Journal of Mental Health Counseling, Alexandria, Volume 35, Issue 1, gives us an indication that sometimes once the client hears the different information that will be conducted in their services, it's a possibility they might get discouraged. One of the reasons, due to insurance providers, it is required that we make sure that we let them know what the diagnosis is. And a lot of times clients may not want to, or they're not ready to expose their mental state. The state of Georgia allows us to make sure that we're rendering that service, but then there's some guidelines of being professional as possible that we need to be able to conduct. Allowing them to know what the responsibility of myself and also what my qualifications are. So it's important that I let them know what my license are, my certifications, and my experience. If I'm going to be a student just getting out of college, I will be under supervision, which means that I need to give whoever I am counseling the information on who my supervisor is so that if they have any issues, they will be able to go back and contact my supervisor. There are also some issues with treatment when it comes down to voluntarily being treated or involuntarily being treated. With that being said, if it's involuntarily, we have to make sure that the proper people are being given the information about that client. The purpose of the state informed consent and state regulations is the purpose to have a goal for the counseling profession. So the client will know exactly what type of services are being rendered. There are some other challenges that may happen, but for the most part, these things and these different regulations are put in place to make things move smoothly and for everyone, the client and the counselor, to know what is being done and what's to be expected.